Here we are at the Arizona State Fairgrounds. We're going to be talking all things goats and 4-H events. Let's go in, shall we? Karen.
Hi.
Are you who I'm looking for?
I think so. Hi.
Well, the movie gods were with us because you appeared and out of nowhere, and this was not a planned interview.
It wasn't, but I am so thrilled that you're here. I'm thrilled to bring you out to the county fair and appreciate you being here. So we have a lot to tell you.
Okay, so first off, how long is the fair, and what are some of the major events going on?
Great question. The fair is a total of 5 days. We started on Wednesday and on Sunday. We have a lot of great stuff here at the fair. We are one of the largest livestock shows in Arizona. We have tons of kids and animals here, but it's a traditional fair too. So we've got carnival rides, everybody's favorite fried foods. We have an aerial show with people that do things in the air, including an 8-year-old girl that would amaze you.
Wow.
A BMX bike stunt show, monster trucks. There's so much to do. It's fun for the whole family.
Now see, I didn't think the 4-H still existed. I'm so happy to hear that it is. How old is this tradition, and has it grown in numbers since?
4-H is extremely old. County fairs just celebrated their 200th anniversary, and livestock and youth have been a part of every county fair. It's just a part of who it is. The Maricopa County Fair in its current existence is just over 40 years old. But like I said, we have generations now of families who've gone through the animal program here at County Fair. So now the parents who used to show at County Fair, now their children are showing, and even their grandchildren. And the 4-H and livestock are certainly not dead. I'm thrilled to death you have rediscovered us and helping us get the word out of this incredible youth opportunity. And I want people to come out and see the hard work and care that these kids have for their animals.
So let's take a walk through here real
that'd be
quickly.
great.
If you could, I saw some amazing animals, and if you could just go over some of the breeds.
Sure.
The color differentials on them are very amazing too.
Well, we currently are in our sheep and goat barn.
Well, it says right there, sheep
it's okay.
department, sponsored by Southwest Farm Services, Fritz and Bob Collins.
Absolutely. And this barn houses our market sheep and our market goats. And the market goats are all Boer goats, B-O-E-R, goats, which originated in Africa, but they are a meat type goat. The sheep as well. The sheep are all market animals. We do have a breeding show as well, which I think encourages the kids to have breeding projects.
Yeah, let me ask you
Sure.
about this. So this is this family,
Yes.
and they're putting them in this stall,
Yes.
and they won these awards?
They did, while they were here at the fair. Every award you'll see, sometimes there's signs, sometimes there's other things, are all current awards won this week. This week,
Okay.
since Wednesday.
Okay, very good.
Yeah.
And these are all the owners.
Right, and what you're seeing is clubs, be it 4-H club, the FFA clubs, and they're housed together because, they study together.
Right.
It's like we said, it's not just a family thing, but it's a community thing.
Sorry.
Aren't they, darling?
Are you talking? I'm
Yes.
sorry. Are you
So
visiting
sweet.
through there?
They like their neighbors. They're very sociable.
Well, and I noticed they're all shaved down. What is the purpose of that?
They're slick sheared and they are ready for show. When they're judged as a market animal, the judge wants to see their conformation, how their body is built, what truly is this animal. And certainly with sheep, the wool would hide all of that.
Right. So what are some of the characteristics that they're looking for when you were talking about the body?
I think there's a lot of different things. It's certainly up to the judge.
Sure.
Obviously judges look for. I'm
Right.
not a judge, and I think each judge looks for something different. But what truly in all of our shows they're looking for is an animal that represents the best market animal, and by that I mean ready to go to market of their species. So be it a pig, a cow, a goat, a sheep. What's the best looking animal? And they'll actually touch it and they'll know how long the loins are. And oh my gosh, all kinds of crazy things. But it really is about the representation of an animal that's getting ready to go to market.
Very cool. So we're going now to the 4-H event, is that right?
We actually consider all of this.
Okay.
Because it's the fair, we don't separate 4-H and FFA and the other youth programs. 4-H is a huge part of what we do. It's the things that it teaches, the things that it stands for, truly are about what the county fair is. So,
cool.
4-H clubs, absolutely.
And all the kiddies are running around.
Yeah, they get very excited this time of year. They have worked so long and so hard to be here this week to show off their animal. You know, some of these sheep these kids have had for 8, 9, 10, 11 months. It's a long time. It's a lot of effort put in, and it's all about this week and what happens and how the judging goes and selling tomorrow at the auction. So you asked me a few minutes ago about what I'd like to get the word out. Our livestock auction supports these kids and their passions and their projects, and we invite everybody to come out and support the kids.
Is there a family that I can meet that's showing any 4-H goat? What is it, goats that they're showing right now?
Yeah, actually,
Okay.
right now, currently, that is. I have a great family I'd like you to meet.
Okay.
It's the Arias family. They are true representation of, I think, a 4-H, which is the backbone of the county fair. They show goats and other things, and I think they have some great stories that they're going to want to tell.
Angela?
Hi.
Hi. Kimber?
Angela, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. I was told that your family is competing
Yes.
in today's event, so I'd like to talk to you a little bit about it.
Yeah.
First of all, how did you get started? And,
Oh, gosh.
And why 4-H?
To get started, we were raising goats, and when my kids became of age, we just always thought, oh, hey, this would be great to do. My husband bred and raised them, but it was actually for meat. And then once the boys became of age, he thought, hey, let's look into showing. And the boys were excited, and we just jumped into it. And it's a great experience. I can't imagine my life without it.
These are your children right over
2
here?
of my boys.
Okay. And how old were they when they first started?
He was 9 and he was 10. We waited until they were both of age to get in at the same time. So one has 1 more year than the other, but he's on his second to the end of next year will be his last year. So we're pretty excited.
So how old are they now?
He is 15 and he is 17.
And are you guys going to continue the efforts of what you're doing now once you get past your competing age? Will you pass this on to your family? Yeah, very good. So, Mom, how do they do as far as taking care of the animals? And
it's a lot of work. It's morning time feeding, after school, homework, go out and feed, work with the animals, walk, exercise. It's a whole program. It takes a lot of work, a lot of dedication
ever get
time.
Any, Mom, I don't want to do it today.
Oh yeah, typical
Okay.
teenage stuff. Oh yeah, all the
How
time.
do you overcome that then?
You know, they've learned responsibilities along the way throughout the years, and it's just become habit. It's really just habit now.
So I would think in their older years that they're not so much giving you a lot of slack.
At the beginning, it was fun. It was a learning experience. So it was jump into it. Then you get to the middle age, and they're kind of like, well, I want to do this. But as they get older, it got a lot easier.
Okay, now let's talk about when they get ready to show. What are some of the things they need to do? What are we going to see up here?
Up here, they're competing for showmanship. So it's basically how well you train your goat and how you perform and how you show your goat. It's a lot of training with the goat is what it is. So it really focuses on the kids and how well
So
they
the
do.
goat and the child, they just become one.
Yes, exactly.
So you
and
know-
it shows out there.
Okay, and so if that camaraderie isn't happening, then that's going to show as well,
Yes,
correct?
definitely.
Okay, you
can
guys
definitely tell.
Okay, so that's one of the main things I would think that they get judged on, right?
Yes, definitely. Right here, the judge, this gentleman up here, is watching all these kids out on the line and seeing how well they are, what we call bracing the goat, and showing the goat for what it's got. And as he's like that little kid he's pulling out, he chooses these ones over on our right side.
So these ones are already judged and
Yes,
they have
they're
to compete
and he
against
pulled them out. Yeah, so the ones that are standing out there in the line are still competing.
Okay.
And he comes, usually the judge will come over and talk to them about, mistakes that they were possibly making or what they would need to work on, what he would like them to do a better job with. So these out here, they're still competing against each other, and slowly he'll start pulling them out one by one, and then he'll come out with his top.
Okay, so does he focus on them as a whole or individually starting in that line?
They're all individual,
Okay.
yes.
So, okay.
So they are all competing against each other on how well they present their goats.
Okay, and what is he doing with these ones right here?
Right now, he's just over talking to them about things that they might want to work on for the years to come or other shows.
Okay, and how many do they pick out of the lineup?
He's going to pick his top 3. If
Top
there's
3
more
out
than one,
of every
right, and then
showing
it's the
event.
top 2 that actually win.
Okay.
So you're going to have your grand and your reserve.
So it's the top 3 out of this lineup, and then how many out of this lineup? Just 1, correct, or 2?
No, these are the ones that are done competing. These ones on this side are competing. So he'll keep pulling out until he gets to 3. Once he gets to 3, he'll place them 3, 2, 1, and then 1 and 2 are going to be your grand and your reserve.
Okay, and do you know the age group of what we're seeing right now?
I believe this is an intermediate class.
Okay, and your boys are in
the next. Yeah, one of my younger one is in the next intermediate class because there's usually a couple different depending on how many kids there are. My youngest boy is going to be in the next intermediate class, and then once they pick the top 3 out of this one and the top 3 out of his class, then those tops compete against each other for the overall.
Okay, and are you a first generation 4-H competitor?
Yes, my kids are.
Okay.
My husband and I have never done that, but we've just always had the animals and bred and raised goats. But yeah, we've never showed, so my boys are it.
Well, great, and let's hope their generation shows as well.
Yes, definitely. That's what we're hoping for.
Thank you, Angela, and we will be right back.
Hi, I'm Corey, the executive producer for Global Rescuers. I know you don't see my face in front of the camera very much. I'm usually behind the camera, but I want to talk to you today about some of the reasons why we need funding. You can go to prosforyouth.org to help the show by making a donation. Now, why do we need the funding? The show is growing outside the bounds of Arizona. And because of that, we have been requested to do stories from all over the world. In fact, there are places in Africa that are looking for us to come down, but we cannot do this without funding. So go to prosforyouth.org and make a donation, $5, $10, $1 million, whatever you can spare. Thanks very much.
Today was a great treat. Now we're going to head off to the Midway and try to win a stuffed animal. Corey, do you have any money? This is Kimberly reminding you, adopt, donate, volunteer, spay and neuter, be kind to animals, and you can be an animal rescuer too. We'll see you next time. Wait,
Is there a family that would...
Oh, okay.
That one. We're good.
She's better at this job than I am. You want my job?
No, I'm good.
I think yours pays better.
Maybe. They pay? I'm sorry, just
Yeah, this doesn't. Okay.